know that we can handle that, but okay.
You see, Derek, we find ourselves coming from societies where mwanaume inafoka chuma, right? When mwanaume not supposed to cry, not supposed to show emotions, and that has made men even at a point where you really need someone to talk to. You really want to talk to somebody, but you don't know how to go about it because it has not been inculcated in us for a very long time. You are in a relationship that is not working out, and by default, what men do is stay silent, just go quiet. You know, somebody who loved going out, playing football, basketball, being there with their significant other, all of a sudden, shush, because you don't know how to process or to communicate that which you have inside.
Okay.
How do men deal with that?
I'll give you that, Dennis. We grew up in a culture where perhaps we're not told how to manage our feelings, or we're told, don't cry, usilie, all of that sort of stuff. Fine. Some of these are tropes, because honestly, I grew up in this here, Kenya, Africa, if you will.
Yeah.
I was brought up in a home where I was allowed to express my emotions. I was never told, don't cry. But, you know, there's certainly that. And there's certainly cultures, communities where men crying, and people love that. And by the way, it's just crying. How come we don't raise the same red flags when men express anger? Nobody says, hey, you know what, Tulia, your anger is too much. It's the crying. Why is that?
Yeah.
Because is that considered too feminine? First of all, that measurement needs to go. It's not comparing men to women. To me, it's comparing men to boys. And now we are men. We compare ourselves to boys, not compare ourselves to women. Maybe that's a different conversation. To get back to your original point, yes, certainly there are many instances where men are told to not cry, not express their emotions. We clearly need to move from that. And we live in an age where we are now inundated with information about this topic amongst many topics to do with mental health. So it's not a question of we don't know. The world is our oyster. The democratization of information has made it clear your algorithm can just provide you with things on how to deal with mental health. So I find that there are avenues. There are ways that we are able to do this. There's information out there. You can study, you can listen to people. I talk about this. I talk to my clients about this. I practice this. So there are different ways of doing this. Perhaps what I can say is that in ending my thought process is that, as a parent, as a partner, as somebody, and when I say me, I'm talking about all of us as men, we can do a better job of helping these young men and these boys to become better at managing their emotions. And first of all, the first thing is self-awareness. Self-awareness is, why am I feeling this? What is this coming from? What is triggering it? So self-awareness is the door, if you will, to emotional expression. You've got to figure yourself out. Why am I feeling this thing? And not shut it or lock it away or step on it, or whatever you're using to manage it. So let's start with that. Self-awareness, where are these emotions coming from? Why am I feeling this way? And what do I need to do in order for me to feel better?